What's up guys? My name is Nolan. I'm a new YouTuber here. Today I'll be teaching you guys how to create a Premiere Pro project, how to do some basic editing techniques, and then finally how to export it once we're done to create your own video. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So the first thing you want to do is have the Adobe Premiere Pro program installed on your computer. This comes from the Adobe Creative Cloud Suite, or you can get independent apps on their own. So you want to go ahead and open Premiere once you have the program installed. Alright, so this screen is the first screen that pops up, and this gives us the option of either opening a previously edited project or creating a new project. So for our scenario here, I'm going to go ahead and create new project, and that's going to open a brand new Premiere profile, and I'm going to call it How to Premiere. And after that, I'm going to go ahead and pick the location, click Browse, and from the drop down I'm gonna click How to Premiere, which is where I want the file to be. And once you have everything selected, your name is correct and your location is where you'd like the file to be saved in, you go ahead and click OK. Now this is the Adobe Premiere workspace. So Adobe Premiere uses different panels. The first panel, the bottom left, that is highlighted by default in this blue line, is the project panel. On the bottom right, I have my timeline panel, which is no sequences currently because I don't have any sequences on right now. And in the top right is my program panel. In the top left, I have essentially the top left panel, and by default, the source panel is on top. So to import media, I'm going to go to the bottom left, the project panel, and I'm going to double click. And you want to select the media that you want to import. And then I'm going to go ahead and click Import. It will import the file and it will pop up in this project panel in the bottom left. Now I'm going to double click again. I can hold Shift to select more than one. And again, I can click and drag to select multiple at the same time. And they should all pop up in the project panel down here. Alright, now if I'm working on a larger scale project, I can go ahead and click this New Bin icon in the bottom right. And what that New Bin button does is it creates essentially a new folder in Premiere. So I'm going to call this folder Flowers. And I'm going to select my 3 clips by clicking and dragging once again and drop them into the Flowers folder. Now, it's important to properly label all of the video and audio files that you import. So I'm going to call this piece here Flowers 1. And to change the name, I'm simply selecting the clip and then clicking once over top of the file name. And then I select type Flowers 3, click off, and it saves that as the name of the file only in Premiere. Alright, once I have all of them properly labeled, I'm going to call this one, let's see, Hallway Shot. Once I have them all properly labeled, I'm going to create a few new items. Now these are items that are not user obtained, so they are in Adobe Premiere by default. You click New Item down in the bottom right of the project panel. Now for right now, I want to create a sequence. So I want to first select the type of sequence, or the settings that are kind of ingested into the sequence. Now for cinematic projects, you want to click 24p, or the P24. So I'm going to go ahead and click DSLR 1080p 24. That's the sequence settings that I want for this project. And for the sequence name, I'm simply going to title it however I choose to title it. Now, if I were creating a large project, I might have different sequences for different scenes in the film. I'll first import a clip onto my sequence by clicking the desired clip, in this case the hallway shot, and dragging it onto my sequence in the sequence panel. I want to keep the existing settings of the sequence that I just created, the 24 frames. And now you see the file in the top right in the program panel. Now the program panel displays whatever's in the sequence panel at that time. So if I go ahead and press the space bar or press play in my sequence panel, it'll play through it there, which is a neat tool, is the space bar. You can also press play here. So let's say I'm going to open up the Flowers folder, and I want to see flowers 2. I'm going to double click flowers 2, and it will automatically pop up in the source panel. I'm going to click this video icon right here and drag the video down to my sequence panel. Alright, let me select my flowers clip again, and I'm going to right click when my mouse is hovering over the edge of the flowers clip and click Apply Default Transitions. Now the default transitions in Premiere is a cross dissolve for video and a fade for audio. So with my cross dissolve for video, that's what it'll look like. Now I sort of have a match cut between the direction that the girl is walking and the direction that the flowers are fading along with her. So when I'm ready to export, first thing I'm going to do is press Command S, which will save the project. And then to export, I can do one of two things. I can either go File, Export, Media, or I can use the keystroke Command M. And the exporting window will appear. And this is where you select the proper settings for how you want to export. Now for this video, I want it to be an MPEG 2. So I'm simply going to click down my format. It'll match the source for presets, which is exactly what I want. And the output name is How to Premiere. So let me call this Test Video 1. Now once I have all of this selected, I can adjust what portion of the video I want to save. So if I wanted to end it here, I could adjust it with this by grabbing the triangle here and adjusting where that is. So once I'm ready to export, I will go ahead and click Export. And it is encoding the project. And once that pop-up window for exporting disappears, you know you've completed your project. And sure enough, my testvideo1.mpg is saved exactly where I wanted it to be saved. So let's go ahead and give it a look. Simple as that. So I hope you guys learned a lot. This will be a series of videos, so in future videos I'll be teaching you guys how to mask, how to motion track, how to make more complex videos with varying layers, how to incorporate audio, and things of that nature. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments if there's anything else you'd like to see me do.